three great Pinellas County candidates for the school board. And our first one up is Stacy Geyer. Will you give her a big hand tonight? Make her feel welcome. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am Stacy Geyer. I'm running for Pinellas County School Board for District 5. What that area is Clearwater, Largo, Bel Air, and then the adjacent beaches. So I am pro-parent. Parents know their students best. Parents know what programs are best for their students. So we need to make sure that our parents encourage our parents to come and talk at school board meetings, to share their thoughts. We need to fix this division between our parents and our teachers and our school board. I'd love to see us open up communication, make sure that we are all working on the same page, which is to bring up our proficiency levels. The way we're going to do that is focusing back on academics. We need to get rid of the social agendas that are being pushed in the schools and work on academics and go back to foundational academics, working through phonics with our students so they know how to decode words and can actually read. We need to make math simpler, go back to how we used to teach math. It's not very fun always, but giving those kids those foundations is what is going to make them strong readers and strong with math skills, and we need to get back to that. We do a disservice to our children when we don't focus on basics of academics. I am very much for vocational programs. I have a daughter who while we homeschooled for 10 years, we were able to get her into a vocational program. She did that program, came out of high school with her cosmetology license, and now owns her own hair salon at 22 years old. So this is how we're going to make productive adults through our school system, giving them options. I'd love to see our vocational programs be more accessible to all students. We have some great programs in our Pinellas County schools, but they're not always easy for students to get to, and sometimes these programs won't continue through the duration for that when that student enrolls. So we need to make sure that those programs will last for the duration of that student's time in that program. I'm for fiscal responsibility in our school board. We need to cut so much administration that's going on. We just have an overspending in administration. I'd love to see us reduce the amount of administration that we have and put that money towards recruiting and retaining quality teachers. And again, this will go back to having open communication with our parents, with our school board. I think we see too much where different organizations are pushing their agendas on teachers and trying to keep teachers divided, and we don't need to do that. We just need to have that open communication. The reason I decided to run, I know I didn't get into that at first, I did not pay very much attention to politics prior to 2020, and then COVID happened. And I watched certain businesses be essential and other businesses not essential. And as I mentioned, my daughter, who was just getting started in her career, was not able to actually work in her business when she first got her license because she was considered non-essential. We are all essential. Everyone is important. We need to make sure that we don't ever go back to that kind of tyranny. I started paying attention to the school board and how much our school board was really just holding our children back. When we started masking the children excessively, these kids really lost a lot. They fell backwards in how they were learning. There were so many deficiencies, and even now we see it with only a 59% proficiency at grade level. So we need to really be careful that we're not going back to those situations where these kids are being held back in their academics and not being allowed to breathe air, quality, pure air, and not have to breathe through those masks. The other thing that, going back to, I am really concerned about the discipline in our schools. Just seeing how we have been pushing restorative practices, and it sounds wonderful, right? But it's not. It really is, let's talk about how that made you feel instead of disciplining a student and giving them a guideline and a boundary for how they're supposed to behave in the classroom and in the school. So I think we can work through all of these things. If we can get myself and Danielle and Erica Picard elected, I think we could take over our school board and just really make it a wonderful learning place for all of our students. So with that, I'm going to bring up my friend Danielle Maroff, who is running for District 1.